Welcome back to another episode of my weekly fragrance rotation. Today, week number 5. I'm going to give you the fragrances that I wore throughout this past week. So let's not waste any time and start with my first entry. And the first entry comes from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. It's a very special fragrance called 24 Rue de l'Université. This is a discontinued fragrance at this moment. And I have to say, it's one beautiful, incredibly beautiful fragrance for those of you who love woody accords and also incense in perfumery. This has sandalwood, has amberwood, also cedar, but you also get cypriol or nagarmota and a very beautiful, smoky, aromatic incense inside. Mind you, this isn't a very strong perfume. This doesn't project a lot, but you do get a very good longevity and also good sillage, and it's very, very elegant. This is very soothing, this is very relaxing, this is very comfortable, this is very melancholic, if you want. Think about a very religious type of incense that you can find inside 24 Rue de l'Université. Think about, I don't know, the incense that you can smell attending the Holy Liturgy in an Orthodox church, for example. Yeah, very, very nice smelling scent, very elegant. I see this one being worn successfully in semi-formal and formal occasions. Also, this is a very good fragrance all year round. So, my first entry from the house of Yves Saint Laurent, 24 Rue de l'Université. My next entry in this weekly scented rotation comes from the house of Amouage, and it's my all-time enemy when it comes to perfumes, mainly because I never, but never liked this fragrance. I have had it in the past years at least 3 times. Never have I managed to enjoy it or to like it, but still, because I'm willing to give it its proper chance to convince me, I decided one more time to go ahead and repurchase it. And I'm talking about, of course, the Blue Beast. Yeah, the Blue Beast being Interlude Man. And here's the kick. This time around, this is the newer bottle. Let's say the newer formulation, if you want. As you can see, it's written on the bottle, Interlude, which means this is a new bottle, a new packaging. And this time around, I'm actually starting to enjoy this fragrance because something has changed in the composition, or maybe in the way this fragrance reacts to my skin. I never liked this fragrance. This is my all-time nemesis, if you want, in terms of fragrances. I never liked the oregano found inside Interlude, never liked the leather found inside. But this time around, at least in this new formulation, something has shifted, has changed. There is something, I don't know, more enjoyable about the fragrance. I'm not 100% convinced that it's only the fragrance. Maybe it's also related to my skin's chemistry, which is very, very possible. But as I said, I'm starting to enjoy it. Still not the biggest fan. Still don't really appreciate the oregano found inside, or the leather for that matter. But it's better than it used to be. The last time that I wore Interlude Man was, I think, roughly 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, this was my second entry in this weekly fragrance rotation. My next entry came from one of my favorite houses, and this is what actually deserves the name Ultra Niche. This is from the house of Aum, and it's called Épices de Feu. This is from their latest collection, and I simply love this fragrance. This is one of the most beautiful, most interesting irises I ever sniffed, but done in a very particular way. And what I mean by this is the fact that I'm 100% certain that this fragrance has inside pimento or chili. Yeah, and combined with that beautiful, creamy, buttery orris, or iris, whatever you want to call it, found inside, it's simply amazing. It comes out, at least in the beginning, quite refreshing. That's why I suspect it has pimento, it has spices, it has pepper inside the composition. It comes out refreshing, uplifting, energizing. And afterwards, the battery ores starts to shine through the composition. Very elegant, very beautiful, very high quality, and the performance is simply out of this world, just like with every other fragrance from the house of Aum. If you love iris, oris in your fragrances, I highly encourage you to give this one a try. You'll most definitely be amazed by how beautiful this smells. This has been a piece de feu from the house of Aum Perfumes. My next entry from this weekly scented rotation comes from the house of Attar Collection, and it's one of my all-time favorite cherry fragrances. This is called Kaltat Night. Beautiful, dark, juicy, creamy cherry. This is what it's all about. Very, very sensual, very beautiful, very strong, very powerful, very delicious at the same time. And that syrupy vibe you get from the dark cherries is simply amazing. Highly recommend it if you love cherries in your fragrances. Highly recommend this house entirely. Attar Collection. They do some really gorgeous and amazing fragrances. Next entry in this list, again, from the house of Aum, comes Nur Al Oud. Again, from their latest collection, which was launched at the end of 2025, in December, to be more specific. And this is a very interesting, very beautiful interpretation of agarwood, at least to my senses. And why I say this is because you have agarwood, but you also have some very interesting cinnamon and nutmeg accords inside. And this is very nice. This is a westernized type of oud, or agarwood, if you want. It isn't your classical or typical oriental agarwood fragrance. There's nothing animalic inside this one. There's nothing feral inside the composition. This is a westernized interpretation of agarwood. You also get some labdanum, if I'm correct, or suede inside the composition. And this is very elegant. Very sophisticated, very beautiful to wear, especially in cooler weather. And again, performance-wise, beast mode, without any doubt. This is Nur Al Oud from the house of Aum. Next entry in this list, or in this rotation, comes from the house of Amouage again. And this time around, I'm talking about, again, a very beautiful iris fragrance. Opus 5, Woods Symphony. I've previously owned this fragrance, but in the library collection bottle, sold it, didn't really enjoy it. And 2 years afterwards, I decided to buy the newer bottle. And this time around, I truly enjoy it. It's a lot better. I love the way this one smells. It's a very beautiful iris inside the composition, combined with rum, but also you get agarwood and also you get some civet inside. So you have a bit of animalics inside, a bit of animalic stinkiness if you want, but nothing overpowering. This is all about orris root combined with rum and combined with agarwood. Love it. Simply love it. High quality juice, very long lasting, very elegant, very nice to wear it throughout the year. This was Opus 5, Woods Symphony from Amouage. And my last entry in this fragrance rotation has come from a, designer house, one of my favorite all-time designer houses, called Lalique. And the fragrance is called Encre Indigo. And it's this one, which is quite hard to find it actually on the market. I don't know the reasoning behind this, but this is such a beautiful fragrance. This is amazing. This is truly, truly gorgeous. Think about Encre Noir, the one that everybody knows, the one that everybody loves, but done in a better, fresher, uplifting way, and with better quality ingredients and better performance. This is what Encre Indigo from the house of Lalique represents. Very nice, very beautiful. I love wearing this one. It has some very nice inkiness in the background, some bits of smokiness also, but preserving a very beautiful, uplifting vetiver. Very good performance also. with Encre Indigo. Yeah, highly recommended to get your hands on it if you don't know it. It's truly a beautiful scent from the House of Lalique. In my honest opinion, it's a masterpiece, but that's my opinion. So these were the fragrances that I wore in my 5th weekly fragrance rotation in 2026. These were the fragrances that were on my skin. As always, I highly recommend you to test them out. I highly recommend you to wear them, to buy small quantities, samples, decants, to draw alone some conclusions, not based on what you see in the online, on TikTok, on YouTube, and whatnot, and only afterwards decide by yourself, for yourself, if it's worth purchasing the full bottle or bottles. As always, my friends, I'm giving you the opportunity to test them out. If you're in Europe, you have the website called parfumeriagavo.ro. You can find there the decanting list. You can find there the offer that I have. And if you're interested to test out the fragrances that I talk about, you are more than welcome. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. I'm going to see you in the next one. As always, be safe, be good. Peace.